Okay, so the 5 new characters in what is known as Magna's group. Nadia Hilker as Magna, the feisty leader of a small group of roaming survivors. Eleanor Matsura as Yumiko, Magna's girlfriend. Dan Fogler as Luke, a former music teacher who's come to appreciate safety in numbers. Lauren Ridloff as Connie, a deaf member of Magna's group. And Angel Theory as Kelly, Connie's protective younger sister and a member of Magna's group. Okay. I'm not going to read any more because that takes us into characters we haven't really been introduced yet.
And so I, like you were saying before, I did love this ending scene. I like how I love this show and how they, especially how they have certain groups have different names for them. Like these guys, they call them the sickos.
Yeah. Munchers, walkers, sickos. Nobody, apparently this is a world where George Romero never made horror films. Because nobody seems to know the Z word.
Right. So that's like in Z Nation. They have a whole thing on that. So
do they not call them zombies in Z Nation? I'm not familiar.
They
with
totally
that show.
Z Nation. It's a stupid parody show, and I actually do enjoy it. It's kind of a fun show for anyone who likes parody stuff. Well, there's a scene where they're like in a museum. It's like an art museum, and there's a whole room dedicated to the history of zombie movies. And so, they're in an actual zombie apocalypse, but they're in this museum going over the great zombie movies, and they just go through all the movies that like the history of of all the different types of zombie movies. So anyway, and they talk about them. It's just kind of funny. It's a funny moment. So I love this. I do love this. This ending scene. What were you going to say about it? You had some cool...
I just like the fact that they kind of... I feel like they earned their trust.
Yeah. I mean, it's like... And they were wedged into a situation where Michonne had to give up the weapons. And and I think there was a moment where I wasn't even sure if she was willfully giving them up or not, because I couldn't tell if she had given it. So she gave the.
She told Magnus, she's like, give them their weapons, which is why he stops in the car and hands them all their weapons out of his bag, because they're not going to make it with just 3 armed people and a Magna with a brick. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's pretty cool that she took that brick and started rocking it.
That was, I remember that very distinctly. That was really cool.
And there's no betrayal there. I think they've earned their trust. They got each other's backs,
Yeah, and it's great. It was great to see. It was great to finally see Michonne lighten up a little bit, because this entire episode she's just so pissed off. She's just so angry, and so great to see her lighten up and actually let her guard down for a minute and realize that that she's among people, because she's been betrayed so much. Okay, so here we are at Bernie. This is the Bernie moment too.
Yeah.
And
apparently he was the original leader of their group.
And obviously Magna really cared for him, because this moment with her is just it's heart-wrenching. It's heart-wrenching. And this whole thing was just, I mean, especially since they had described earlier the story about the Paisley shirt that she hated so much, and just to annoy her, he wore it for like a straight week or something, and then having Michonne have to kill him. It was just such a sad moment. It was very emotional, and I just love her now. I love Magna now. Like, she was the crazy person who wouldn't give up her, who just wouldn't give up, and a former convict, etc. And so it's hard to trust her, but I love her now. I just love her as a character. Yeah. So and all in all, I really enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed this season. I do to echo what you had said last week. You said that they're taking this in the direction that this show used to be in, and it goes full circle. It ends, like you said, it bookends with them back on their wagon and talking about family again. And it's the very same moment where Michonne is talking to Yumika. She's talking to Yumika, and they're talking about family in general. So that was great.